Hey guys, today's video is about earth colors. These are the oldest pigments in the world and they are still used. So let's see what are the benefits of these beautiful colors. These are some of the oldest colors. Obviously, these are not rocks. These are not the colors that have been found from the rocks. These are modern variants. But when we use them, it takes us back to the age of cavemen when they were able to produce their own masterpieces, and a few more colors like bone black colors, which is like ivory black, similar to that, and maybe calcium carbonate. So all of these colors were used, and still they were able to gain great results. And eventually, Western artists like Rembrandt and many other artists use these colors with dramatic effects because in those days colors were not as easily available, so you had mostly these colors. They did extraordinary things with that. Sorry to cut the flow of your video, but this is an announcement post that I run realistic oil painting classes online. So if you wish to learn how to paint high realism without paying too much, then you can contact me on Instagram. So let's continue with the video. Okay, so what we have in front of us are yellow ochre, burnt sienna, then light red, then this is Mars red. These two are very common, and because this is the same pigment, but this is slightly different. And this is burnt umber, and this is raw umber. A few colors are missing in this lot. For instance, there is something called a raw sienna, which I don't have, and also there are some transparent red oxides. I don't find there is much use for these colors because, for instance, transparent color, this color is very transparent, and raw sienna obviously is very similar to this, slightly duller maybe. So I don't find it much useful in my case, but you can definitely have a tube of that and you can use that. But in any way, let's look at the properties of these extraordinary colors. And this shouldn't be just like mixing with white kind of a video, because these colors are much more than that. We are going to see their inherent properties as well, that how do they behave. And overall, this is PY42, and this is PBR7. This is burnt sienna, very transparent color. These are all Mars colors. These are PR101, but slightly different, as you can see. And this is burnt umber, again PBR7, and also this is raw umber. So overall, you can see that earth colors can be categorized in two broad categories. One is PBR7, one is PR101s. And there are for instance, there is this color raw sienna that I've mentioned earlier. There is a process of calcining the pigments, which is roasting them without oxygen, so that they become something like this. So that's pretty good. And there is this raw umber, which is now calcined and becomes something like a burnt umber. This slightly more chocolatey and reddish in appearance. Okay, so let's start and let's look at these colors. In some cases, they might be like very opaque colors. For instance, you can see that this is covering an area very well. Their properties in a way. For instance, this already feels like it's a transparent color, and the colors are slightly runny because we are going through a heat wave, and it's like 45 degrees at this point, so the colors have become a little bit runny, but that doesn't stop us from painting. Now you can see the PR101s are very covering in nature. This color is light red, very beautiful terracotta kind of a color. And this one is from Williamsburg. This is slightly stiffer and almost a premium grade. I think if not, they are premium grade already. So this is Mars Red Light, recently purchased, and it's an awesome color. You can see that the Mars colors, both of these, are very opaque. Now let's look at the burnt umber color. It feels like it's somewhere between an opaque color and it's I think semi-transparent color, or maybe a transparent color. Let's see. It seems that it's slightly in between an opaque color as well as a transparent color. So let's call it a transparent. This one is totally transparent, and this is a good, eventually if you see that it's very opaque, it's also somewhere in between. This color is somewhere in between transparent and an opaque color. It can cover areas, as we can see, but if you mix it with a medium, it can become a glazing color. But one thing is that I have recently done a painting where the grisaille was done with this color, raw umber, and it is much better than using a black, because I can use it as a warm black, and it definitely provides a beautiful result. There is an underneath warmth. It's not this black, and it provides a lot of different results, and I'm quite happy with that. So I will possibly continue to use that color. Now let's add white to all of these colors. Let's see what happens. This is just flake white. Here we can see that it's definitely an opaque color. Let's see when we add little bit of medium. Let's get rid of the white in my brush and let's see what happens. When we add the medium, it has a tendency to become a little bit transparent, but still a very covering color in a way. So you have to add a lot of medium, which I don't think is a very good option, but you can add more medium for glazing purposes. But you can see that it's quite opaque, and this is like my go-to color. Every painting will have this color. Even if I don't have regular yellows or blues, this color will always be there. Now let's add a little bit of white to this burnt sienna. A beautiful pinky brown color will appear. Now I think you can understand the true nature of the color, although it's slightly washed up in nature, but I'm getting rid of some of the lighting which were giving me the wrong results. Now let's mix this with light red. Funny thing is, it doesn't look red, but when I am adding the white, it's giving me a good red color. This is not like our standard red colors, but this is an earthen red. So when it's named as light red, it's definitely a red. It's not a wrongly named color. This is a brown that turns red when it's added with white. Now let's see what happens to when we mix it with this Mars color. This is called Mars red light. Let's see if it again comes up with same result. This Mars color is obviously very strong, and again giving me a red color. So these two are very similar, and you can see that they are more or less similar in appearance. It might be slightly yellow, but there is no point in buying numerous Mars colors, and it's better to have one of these. There might be several colors such as Venetian red, such as Indian red, English red. These are the names, but overall it's the same color, and there is no need for you to buy a lot of these. You can buy any one of these and modify. If you need a little bit of yellow, then you can add a little bit of yellow. If you need a little bit of darkness, you can add that. So this is a very beautiful color, lot of potential. Just buy any one of them and they are good enough. You don't need to buy too many. So let's just add this color to our burnt umber. Now when I'm adding white to this burnt umber, it is going gray, and when we are adding white to this raw umber, which is the original pigment that has been calcined to obtain a color like this. This has lower tinting strength, and this is perfect color for grisaille or underpainting. And it is, I think both of these pigments have a tendency to go towards gray, so they can be very useful as shadow colors, mixing with other colors or maybe on their own, since they are going gray. And this has inherent warmth, so it can be used on its own. Now what we can do is, we can see what when we add these colors with a blue, And what are the different kinds of results that we can obtain? This is ivory black. Let's just see. This is something that is done in zone palette. You can see that we can get quite a decent green color. Obviously, if we add with the blue, we can get a very beautiful green color, more effective, almost similar. You can see that there is a beautiful muted green that can be made with this color. Now we can add these colors with this ultramarine and see what we can get. You can see how runny this is because it's extreme heat today. So we are getting a genuine black color when we are adding them with blue. This looks like a warm black, whereas if you continue to add more blue to that, you can definitely get a cool black. So this is chromatic black range, and very interesting, very beautiful. Now let's see if we do the same exercise, because both of these are calcined pigments. When I have a burnt umber, and this is how I started my painting, when we add blue to it, this becomes even darker, because you can see that the burnt umber has a tendency to become gray. So this is helping me to cancel out the warmth, and this again is similarly cancelling out the blueness. So eventually we are getting very beautiful black color. I don't know whether there is any purpose in adding blue or a cool color to these mask colors, but let's see what possibilities they can provide. Well, they are graying things up. It's obviously very strong color, and we are getting different shades to it. So this is like slightly more dark. We have light red. Now it has turned, I think, towards Indian red way, but I have never seen any Indian red this dark, mostly around these colors. Okay, so let's see what happens when we add a little bit of yellow to these colors. We are going towards the Venetian red way. When we add a little bit more, we should be moving towards Venetian red. Very nice, beautiful orangey color. So when we are going towards Venetian red way, let's see what happens. Well, it's very difficult to get rid of this pinkiness, but it's slightly more orangey, I think. This is an amazing drawing color. If you wish to do drawing, there is no point in wasting these colors, whereas this is quite cheap. You can use this color, but it's nonetheless very beautiful. Let's see if we can do an imprimatura with this thing. Let's add a little bit of medium to thin that down. When the color is thin, we can use it for imprimatura purpose. There is some amount of opaque color in that. Yeah, we can dilute it down, and this can do great imprimatura. So now, for instance, we are going to add a little bit of white. Here should be more. It has a lower tinting strength, so adding highlights is easier. Now as we go towards inside, we are going to have a different value proposition. Tinting this color is easy. You can see there is some amount of warmth in that, and that can be used for imprimatura. Imprimatura is a way of drawing where you use the medium and also wiping to create tonal variations as a drawing, and then eventually you can do your grisaille on top of that with the help of white. and then after that you can get on with the glazing process with transparent colors. So I think that's all about it, and if you like this video, then please click the like button and also subscribe, and if you have any queries, then you can ask me here. So if you wish to look at my paintings, then you can go to my website www.kaustavandfineart.com, and I thank you very much for your time. Take care.